again, YouTubers. Welcome back to TV, and this is the Roulette challenge. Kind of like a journal, also, but I've like to call it something else. And basically, we're using the same strategy on 5 different accounts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, do check out my the strategy introduction video at the very start of the year. And also, you can check out some of the episodes I released regarding using it on a single platform for Virgin Games on Virgin Games Roulette. So do check that out if you want. But yeah, I've talked about making some changes recently to kind of accommodate for some of these losses that we're experiencing so far. So some of those changes will be coming into effect closer to the end of the month, when I can sort of jiggle these around and have a little bit more data sets to work on based on what we've gathered over the month so far. But yeah, I will be introducing more spins, depending on the feel of the board, whether or not I'm getting numbers that are appearing next to neighbors to what I have on and whatnot. So we'll see what happens with that. I've done some calculations. I'm going to be doing between 5 and 10 spins on each of those platforms, depending on the day and the feel, and hopefully that can account for the losses we're experiencing. On average we're doing on average about one loss a day so far, so that might increase it slightly depending on what, but we don't know if I might be able to get two losses a day. I don't know yet. We'll see if I still remain on that one loss range per day if I do lose on that day. But we'll see. These are all things that we'll have to jig around and work out whether or not it will work in the long term. But yeah, hopefully between 5 and 10 spins a day would then give me a range of about 1850 or so to about 3650, which is roughly in the range of what I'm getting, if that makes sense. So on any given day, if I'm either gonna make money or get my money back. That's basically where I stand with this. I want to either make money or be break even. That's kind of where the math is going with that. So hopefully, I've got two account types here. So the lowest I'll lose is £7 when I introduce the Roulette onto this, which will be on the 20p chips. So that's £7 per spin. We've got the medium accounts, which are 50p per chip, and they're 1750 per spin. And the highest account, which is William Hill AAA, £35 per spin at £1 per chip. So you kind of understand the buffer there is between that 1750 and the 35 per spin. I kind of have to make in that range per day to kind of stay afloat, ideally. So if I'm accounting for 1050 a day at the moment every single day using the strategy, what I can then do is amplify the spins a little bit, introduce one or two more platforms, and all of a sudden I can then be in the range of making exactly what I'm risking every day, which then almost eliminates the risk. Obviously it doesn't completely, because you can then get 2 losses a day or 3 losses a day, you just don't know. But we'll adjust this as we go along, and we'll see what the outcomes of these adjustments will be in due course. But after all the blabbering on, I do apologize. I'm going to go straight into the platform right now, starting with William Hill. We've got 7770 as the base. So yeah, let's get cracking. What have we got today is what we're gonna get. If you haven't checked out my video today, Virgin Games single platform, then do check that out. I did increase the spin count there because I'm trying to see if I can adjust to it slightly by testing it out on the single platform, which worked perfectly to plan today. I did 5 spins with no losses, so how sustainable is that is a different question, but we'll see how that goes. So every now and again, what I'll do is, if I feel good on the platform and I feel like nothing's going wrong, then I will increase those spin counts a couple times, just to increase that buffer with a little bit more of funds on the back end, basically. So yeah, that's basically in a nutshell, what I'm trying to talk about, I've gone with 3 and 13 on the spin. I am not thinking too much into this today. I just want to get on with it. The idea would be if I came in here on the new system that we'll be introducing, if I came in here today and I did the 3 spins and it worked out perfectly fine, I might just say, do you know what, I might try and push for 2 more spins today just to see if I can get that extra bit. Do you see what I mean? But we just don't know how it will work out. You can't really tell how that's going to work out, I'll be honest with you. Very hard to tell how that's going to work out. So this is for our second spin. We've gone with 15 and 23 on the platform. Like I said, if you're going to lose, you're going to lose. So you could imagine if I'm doing 3 spins on here normally, so I'd make £3 a day. But imagine if I change the system and I actually had a range of 5 to 10 spins without breaking my rules, then that would make some sort of sense to then go, do you know what, I might try and do this today. I might try and do that today. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But if you don't do that, then how would you do it? How would you go about it? Yeah, how would you go about it? So I'm going to stick with the 3 spins on these platforms for the diversification roulette challenge, only because I need to be able to gather that data over that course of time to then know whether or not it's a big range of how much losses you get compared to how much wins you get, if you know what I mean. So I'm not gonna tamper with this at the moment. When the month end comes, we'll start to explore the possibilities of expanding that. But so far we've done very well today. 80, 70, let's put that in and move on. 80, 70, and again, this is just taking that subjectivity out, 80, 70, and that's what I really want to do every single day. So if I come in here and do 10 spins a day and make £10, I'm taking that subjectivity out. I don't want to make money based on me not having a real plan as to how I'm going to go about it, because you can't repeat it, and I don't want to make £200 and not be able to account for any other wins. Or do you see where I'm going with that, guys? So subjectivity is not my friend in gambling. I really do not like it, and that's why I've created a system like this. There's a potential to create more systems as time goes on, but we'll see how this plays out. For a certain period of time, I'm potentially going to be buying some shares depending on, I know I'm not really in profit at the moment. I wouldn't say I am. I don't think it's too far off, but I don't think I'm in profit per se because of some of the losses I've gained from Triple Eight, which is this platform. Actually, over the last few days I was doing quite well up until the 2 losses I gathered in the last few days. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. But that increase in spin count basically allows me to be able to regain any losses or get more in the green in any given month, because the spin count's got a variable to it now. It's not a very static it's not a static figure, which means there's room to maneuver. There's a little bit more room to have an unknown kind of figure, if you know what I mean, of how it would pan out. But we don't know. Yeah, I got killed on this on the 3rd spin for 2 days straight. So Triple Eight Casino was my flagship platform. That was the platform I was going to use to show everyone that this really does work if you believe in probability and you understand what it is I'm trying to do. Yeah, if you understand and you believe in probability, and you must have some sort of belief on probability, and I'll tell you why. Because these people do, right? These casinos are built on probability, right? So they're making money based on the fact that they've calculated the outcomes of certain things coming through or not, which is obscene, really, if you think about it. But then Someone might look at what I'm doing and think this doesn't make any sense, but the truth is, if you put some mind to it and thought about it, there is some sense into what I'm doing, right? There is some sense into what I'm doing, because I'm using probability in my favor. That's the trick, right? Like I said before, if you took a pound into a casino or into a book, any bookies, your local bookies, and stuck it on a number, or £2 and stuck on two different numbers, what are the outcomes of? What's the outcome, do you think, of you making that money back, or making £35, or hitting one number at that? I reckon you could go in there a good few weeks trying that every single day, and you have to do it once a day, by the way, guys. So if you've done it one time a day, you can kind of understand the logic of what I'm trying to do. You're not going to get that win, right? You're not going to get that win. So that's the idea. 143.40. Just blabbering on. I've done my free spins. 143.40. And that's there. So we've done 3 on here today, so we'll close this off. I'm just going to stick to the 3 until we get to the month end, and I'll do the analysis and whatnot and see if we're completely in the red, or just floating above red, or floating just below red. So we'll see how that goes. For third platform, we're on Sky Vegas, and we're on Sky Roulette on here. So let's see what we're gonna get. And I'll tell you the truth, guys, like over the extended period of time I've been doing this now, there are some days when I do feel like, you know what, it just seemed too easy today. So I could have quite easily gone 10-15 spins on certain platforms on those days, because the feel is just there. Do you see what I mean? Like, there is still a feel for stuff when you turn up to do it. So based on that, we'll see how the new adjustments work out. I'm very excited to bring that to you guys, and test that out. We'll see how that works out. Hope it turns out real good. I do hope it turns out real good. We're just trying to get the platform loaded up. Sky Roulette is what I'm trying to get loaded up right now, if I can. It's being a tad difficult for me. Might have to come back to this platform if it doesn't want to load. Surely there's something going on with this. Right, looks like we're gonna have to come back to Sky. I'm gonna have to come back to Sky for a minute. I'm just gonna let that settle in for a sec, and we'll jump to Coral for now. Come back to Sky in a minute. So Coral 37.57. Yep. Nothing an exclusive on here. So yeah, get our free spins out of the way. And if you guys kind of get what I'm doing, I've somehow managed to secure a set amount of money every single day. It's really weird. And that could you could have a range of, based on what I'm talking about and the adjustments I'm making now, you could genuinely have a range of where you end up every single day and how much you can make. And the idea for me would be to on the losing days make slightly in the best case scenario, make slightly above what I've lost for that day. And on a good day where I don't lose, then just make the money I win, which would be ideal, because then at the end of the month it genuinely would mean I'm in the green, right? How much effort it would take to be in that green, that is what we're trying to find out, really, and see if it's self-sustainable over the long run. But these platforms are taking absolutely ages to load up right now. We've got 3 spins to go on here. How is that gonna go? So We just had 18 red.
So next is about.
Let's get to it. Going with 15 and 23 for the first spin. Not too much thought. Again, I feel like if it's gonna land, it's due to the fact that I've changed the number to what it's currently missing, and in turn, my luck just seems to land on that time. But I don't want to have to justify what I'm doing at every given time. There's no point to do that. Don't need to justify it. Pardon me, that was the first spin. We had 19 red. I've gone with a second spin and I've left out 19 and 31 on this spin. I can see 31's come up 19's come up twice already. At the bottom right hand corner, if you're looking at that. We got 17 black. And for the third and final spin today, I've gone with 15 and 23 again. I literally, when I can't decide, my hand literally just moves up and down. And then it just lands somewhere, almost like pick and mix, guys. I mean, to me, that's the beauty of taking that rush out, because then you start to hesitate, panic, oh, you've only got 2 seconds left, whatnot. And I just click wherever my hand clicks on, really. If I lose, I lose, because at the end of the day, I know you're going to get a loss, right? We all know we're going to get losses. Right, 3907 is what I have for coral, 3907. I'm just going to go and get this platform up and running in a minute. 3907, we're done with that. Let's get that closed off. Will this work this time? So we're back on Sky now. We finished coral. We're back on Sky. And it's just not having any of it, is it, today? Coral was not having any of it. Sorry, Sky is not having any of it today. They might have some issues with their system. Just bear with me, guys. Sorry about that, guys, but it looks like Sky's having some issues on the web, so I'm gonna have to use go Ladbrokes for now. Get this one out the way, and then we can just try and see if we can troubleshoot the issue with that. If not, then we'll have to give that one a miss for today, guys. Where is Pearl? Because Pearl is what we play on here, and that doesn't seem to be on, does it? What's going on with these guys? Are they taking a day off today or something? Oh, there we go. My eyes aren't working. My eyes are not working, guys. Terrible. So 3 spins as we planned. Are we gonna get it? I've gone with 4 and 14 only because my hand clicked on it first and I don't want to change.
Well, today is now Wednesday. So good luck and time to speed again. Nico's 11. Oh, Nico's. The special.
Wait, is this video?
Okay, 28
what's
lucky.
the
We're
time
lucky
on
number
that?
3. Looking first caller in front of us. And instruction. Congratulations. Lay down your bets and thank you, everyone. Good luck.
That's a bit weird. What's the time on that? That seems well off. That seems like I'm playing this pre-recorded from a few days ago or something. Huh? Anyway. No need to worry about all that, as long as we understand that the strategy is potentially stacked in our favor.
Time to
That's
spin again. Good luck.
how we've designed it. Now, if you look at the roulette board, I just want to understand, I want you to understand how I've chosen my sequence numbers. If you look at the roulette board, I've basically chosen every sequence number. If you imagine a clock 12 to 6 o'clock apart, is that 31? Oh, it's 13 black. Please tell me it's 13 black. Yes, it is. Right. Third and final spin. Going with 2 and 18 for third and final spin. But basically, like I said, I've chosen my sequence numbers like a mile apart from each other, literally on opposite ends, like the 12 o'clock arm on a clock and a 6 o'clock. So because of that, the odds are more likely to come in, because if you think about it, there's 1 in 80.5 chance of my number not coming in, which is, for me, it's great odds, right? It's great odds for me. I think I've just done 3 spins. 34.50, let's see. Yeah, I have. I'm just gonna go close down that platform real quick. 34.50. Keeps me on track with my 10.50 a day. So far we're missing 1.50 from Coral, which, sorry, is it Coral? No. Sky. Let's see if we can get Sky loaded up. Can we get Sky working? Can we get Sky working? Right, just give me a second, guys. I'm just gonna get my account all set up. This looks like it's actually gonna load this time, which is a little bit better. Hopefully we can get the 3 spins done and dusted, because the video is getting a bit too extended today. I'm not sure how the new video pattern's gonna work, really, because I will be doing 1 video instead of 2 at the moment. I might introduce the initial videos I was doing for the virtual roulette, which is platforms without the dealer, and all they have is just a mechanical a virtual board in front of you and an algorithm behind it spitting out those numbers for you. So I might do that again, just to raise awareness of the fact that those platforms don't actually work. They're almost 100% not in your favor, due to the fact that the way they're built mechanically behind the scenes. There's a lot of the algorithm's designed to make you lose money, right? So that's what I was. The purpose of that was to use that platform that video series for the virtual roulette to explain to people how what they're used to isn't the case, right? What they're used to isn't the case. So maybe I might restart that, just to prove and continue proving to people. But then, do I prove to people by losing my money doing so? I'm not sure that's a good idea. So I'm not sure how I'm going to approach that, because I don't believe it works. Now I'm gonna do videos knowing that I think that it's not gonna work. I'm gonna release it to you guys, out to the general public. Obviously not believing it's gonna work, and obviously using my money to prove to you guys that it doesn't work. So I don't know if that's a good shout or not. Let me know what you think below. Leave your comments. Do you think it's a good idea for me to prove to you guys that the virtual platforms don't actually make money? Because you can see some of the runs I have on these platforms, they're quite decent. I do go for extended bits of runs without losses sometimes. But that's not been the case so far with the virtual one. So I barely get through 2 days without a loss, which is baffling, really, if you think about it, right? Because it's almost like the algorithm spits out a number that doesn't have any bit of money attached to it, right? So yeah, who knows? Who knows? The idea though was to use that to show to people that it really doesn't work. Like, there's no point in you sticking 500 quid on those virtual platforms because they don't make you no money except you're lucky for that day, really. And those people that get lucky usually tend to lose the money or give it back the day or two after. So do I want to ever use a strategy like that that doesn't actually have a positive expectancy? Not that this completely has a positive expectancy, because it really doesn't, because it's an inverse risk reward system. But we're trying to build steps around it, right? We're trying to 5813. I'm just going to close this down. I think I've got the, yeah, 5813. So yeah, we're just trying to build around that, I suppose. Yeah. The strategy isn't great because it's an inverse risk reward, but if you can build little tweaks around it to give it that buffer of sustainability, which is the increased spend count, the diversifications on multiple accounts, and God knows what else I might be able to introduce in the near future that might make it work even better. Who knows? Who knows? But for now, do look out for the new series, not the new series, the addition and the adjustments that will be made to this Roulette Challenge series, with the introduction of the additional count to make it 6, and the introduction of the increased spin count to increase the base profits that we get every single day so far, which is 1050, and we're trying to increase that buffer from 1050 to around about a range of 1850 from my calculations, of 1850 to 3650, which is the range I think that would be based on how many spins I do and whatnot, depending on the feel of each individual platform when I jump on it on that given day. But sure enough, the videos are probably going to extend a little bit. They'll probably be a lot longer than half hour, because if I'm going to be doing 10 or so spins, I might try and hurry it up. But then again, you don't want to rush it too much because it's your money at risk here. So we'll see how it all plays out. Do let me know what you think about those adjustments, suggestions that I have planned for the next coming weeks, and whether or not it's a good idea. And yeah, I will be showing the accounts sheet every single day, I think, from now on, and showing you what the P&L is as a combination platform, not individually, because you will have days where one account's a lot lower than the other, but as a combined measure, I'm going to have the stats of the P&L, the running P&L on a day-to-day basis for the 6 platforms in total, and it will show you if today, if I lost once, which would mean, did I lose on the £7 account per spin, or did I lose on the 1750 account per spin, or did I lose on the £35 account per spin? And based on the account I lost on, and the P&L I made on the total for that day based on how many spins I did on each platform, then it will tell me how much of a buffer I have for that day. Am I in the green by £2? Am I in the green by £10? Am I in the red by -5? So that's the whole idea of what the implementation of those changes will be. But I'm going to stop blabbering on now. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your support. I hope this new system changes that I'll be doing have some positive effect to the overall outcome of what it is I'm trying to achieve here. But I hope I'm teaching or people are learning the patience involved. I want to just explain that what I'm doing, I'm trying to generate money and create something out of nothing, kind of. I want to say, do you know what? I can make 1050 a day every single day doing this, right? Yes, there's the element of losses, but I'm using this to teach people the difference, well, not the difference, but what the main similarities are between betting and trading, right? Because I'm using this as an example. I'm saying to you guys, well, betting and gambling in general is meant to be a zero-sum game, right? You don't have an outcome. You don't have you can't. You're meant to. It's meant to be something you can't predict, right? Because the outcome is based on probabilities and whatnot. But then if I can come at you and say, well, roulette outcomes you can't predict, a man's result on this spin is not the same as the next spin, then how is it I'm able to make an exact figure of 1050 every single day, irregardless of the losses on any given day that I do get? But what I'm trying to say is, if I can make 1050 specifically and keep at that 1050 over a 30-day period, then guess what? The system works for me, right? That might be you guys might have a different opinion to that, but the system for me works, and it does show exactly what I'm trying to do, which is having some sort of control to what you're doing and removing that euphoria experience in your mind, and taking away the element of gambling. And we do that by removing the subjectivity, having a specific rule, having a way of applying those rules and sticking by it over an extended period of time. Now, on that note, I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining me today again, and I'm going to kick off from here. Do join me for some more episodes of this tomorrow, and do look out for the changes that will be applied in a few weeks. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.